cats.
Never think about strays.
I am Batman. It's a good movie. I think I was skeptical at first because Robert, like, whoa, Twilight vampire to Batman, how does that work? But it worked. Like, obviously Rob can do, like, he's more than just a shiny, spiky haired, body glistening, sparkly vampire, but I don't know, you can't not unsee him. Can't even think right now, like, what a lot of other stuff he's actually really in, but I don't know, it's the same thing as, like, when you see Elijah Wood in a different movie, or Daniel Radcliffe, I guess Keanu Reeves, but he kind of, I guess Matrix is a little different. But hey, he's got a cleft chin, and that's all they care about, apparently. It's been the formula for many years now. George Clooney had it. I like George. One Batman I didn't like was Michael. Freaking what's his butt? Christian Bale had one. But apparently that's all you need to... I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't got a butt chin. Dang it, I can't be Batman. I could be the next Batman. But it is a good reboot. It's like, I know they use, like, different technology and different cameras and environments, like the LED screens, the backgrounds. It was just good because, like, it was very casual and chill, and the music was good. I like Catwoman. I know Batman kind of changes up quite a bit, but this was just such a fresh, modern take on what this could be. And worked out pretty well. Yeah, it was very emo and dark, but this took the same direction as Suicide Squad or Evil Superman or Invincibles. Like, they kind of went that dark direction finally. Like what we all really wanted. Nothing wrong with the PG-13, you know, punches here and there, and yeah, it's interesting how it goes, because back then it was just goofy and Tim Burton-esque and very 2000s and 90s, whatever. Bright colors, but still has that dark tone. And then it escalated. It went to the Christian stuff where it was just dark. Not much else to it. And then this, where they kind of just, you know, okay, how do we top the last movie? How do we escalate it? It's cool. I love it when DC, or when movies or franchises, brands, whatever, they just really dive in there. They're not afraid to, like, go there and just do their thing and do what they're meant to do and what they're known for. And oh, I just love that. I really hate it when horror movies do that. Like, I feel like they could always go further. Granted, that's a different story, but the blood and the violence and the gore, and but I'm like, I always know that there's so much more capability here, and I hate to see that kind of go to waste. I think there's very few directors, or, and I know it kind of just depends on the times, and but you'd think there's enough wiggle. I know there's a lot of hands that tie into it all, but what really bugs me is when things try to go for that PG-13 rating, because it's like, oh, they want to reach more audiences, and rated R is a lot more selective. But I mean, obviously for a while now, people have realized, like, hey, even kids have been watching rated R movies since forever. It's fine. This was rated R, right? I don't even remember. But either way, it definitely has that vibe. It's obviously just more violent in general, and more going that direction, going there. But this was nice though, because they didn't go there where it's just like too much or disturbing, or you didn't really know what you were really watching, I guess. It still kind of retained the whole thing. Yeah, I just like the movie because it's really dark. There's like, yeah, there's some sunsets and all that, but it's just, I love that dark thing. Like any movie that's just all dark, especially horror movies, it's just really cozy, it's easy on the eyes, it's relaxing. You're not like flash grenaded constantly or randomly out of nowhere for no reason. Yeah, I like Batman. I mean, it's not hard to like, oh, I like the Sith, I like the Empire, I like the bad guys, I like the villains. It's definitely not an unusual, uncommon direction. But this went that direction, and that's why it's so appealing in the way that it is. Like, granted, you can't really beat the older stuff, like where it's just very normal. Like it was very stylish and edgy, and was really, but it knows what it's doing, it knows what it wants, and I can respect that. It's not playing it safe and just, hey, we're gonna pertain to families and all audiences and look at us go, and that's even it. And you want as many people to see your movie, sure, but when it comes down to the money, it's just like, I love it when you could find things like this that are just more passionate and more like, there's a very clear, distinctive direction there, and it's very straightforward and to the point. And what's nice is, like, I can have all the Batman movies right here, and like, oh, I feel like watching this one. Oh, maybe this one next. Or you can really switch it up now because of this. This is almost kind of that finalization of what Batman could have been all these years. And you'll see a lot of movies taking that direction lately, kind of ironing out the wrinkles, and because thankfully, well, as time does go on, like, we are getting more towards that point where just anything goes. Which is cool. Because it's almost like 80s and 90s were kind of like all the slasher films and stuff, like, ooh, what are we doing here? But we're there for the ride. And then it kind of went into like this super safe, like, you know, hey, we're just trying to be humble and heartfelt, and the age of innocence type stuff. I don't know. And then now, I wouldn't say we're really there, but definitely taken that step in the right direction of fuck it, let's just do it. And that's so cool. But what's always going to be weird is that the executives and the top brass and the you know, the guys that approve all this in the long run or whatever the deal is, there's always going to be like a generational gap there. And I'm not an expert on all the process, but I don't know. It's tough when you have to kind of separate money from passion project. The fact that you can get away with more things, the more under commercialized it is, and I just think that's kind of a shame. Like film students and things like that, YouTube, like independent projects, and because that stuff, holy, that's some of the most craziest stuff I've seen. Like the things they can get away with is unreal. And this movie is so close, like borderline, and you know that you gotta give these guys a little more credit because I'm sure the people that are working on these actively, they're ultimately wanting to go that route. Like, hey, what can we get away with? How far can we take it? What do we gotta cut out? Deleted scenes, because that's just the obvious take that they're gonna do at first, is like, let's push this as far as we can. But then between all that and editing, and that's where a lot of the good stuff, I would say, gets cut out. You might be lucky to find it on the internet somewhere, or bonus features or deleted scenes and extended editions, and but yeah, there's nothing wrong with this, with the way that they did things. It's just nice to see someone younger and someone not like an old dad, and Kid Batman. Like Batman Forever. Was it Forever? The one where he was like a lot younger. He wasn't quite like, you know, what, 30, 40, however the hell old he is normally. And he was just a kid. That's cool. And to kind of see, it's somewhat of an origin story, it's somewhat of a upcoming and upbringing, but still very established, and gives us a real insight and perspective and mindset and angle on, you know, what this character could have been like back in the day, and this more live action, not animated take on his life. And one good thing about Batman is he's just a guy. No superpowers, no nothing. Other than having a lot of money, which is, I would say, a superpower in and of itself, but it's just very believable, like the lighting and the realism and yeah, there's things of like, oh, real life superheroes, people dressing up in costumes, and like I don't even remember most of that, but like actually fighting crime. And I don't know, I could see me going down this route. Like, what if I had this epiphany and this kind of traumatic life event? It doesn't even have to be that dramatic. It could just be like, whether I can afford it or not, or that's what we want now, is like this real stuff and real people and connection and togetherness. Because I don't know about right now per se, but especially with movies and shows, and it's all very fake and scripted and written, and sometimes you need a break from that. And but this movie is so grounded and so down to earth. It's like, This could be you. I don't know, work out, get strong, be fit. Hey, if you have money, great. What could it be like to actually save someone's life or save your own or learn self-defense and be prepared and for anything? And you don't necessarily have to dress up like a bat, but you can body armor and it all sounds like paranoid nonsense, but like it's almost like doomsday prepping or just you doing your part alone, and then you know other people take up on it. Or it's kind of like, hey, if I'm not gonna join the military, it's that sense of belonging, that sense of like structure, and if like, hey, if I'm not gonna do that, literally like going into that, what could I do? Could that be me or somebody that I know? Or I don't know, it's just pretty cool to think about. Like when it comes down to it, and regardless of whether it's actually needed or not throughout the entirety of your life, like you can protect not only yourself, but your loved ones and friends, family, and that's what this guy did. That's what Robert did. And when you compare him to other movies, and like he's such a nice guy, but he's very selfish and kind of greedy and self-reliant, and but that speaks to a lot of people right there. Is people who try to be independent, but they care about others, they have a big heart. And this was such a good contrast of like, hey, I'm a good dude, but I'm a badass mofo. I'm a bamf. Badass motherfucker, don't fuck with me. It's like demanding respect, but you still have humanity and dignity and self-sustainability and all these things that help you keep together your, you know, like you don't want to turn into an animal. And it's all justified. You're not doing anything bad, but you're doing something good to bad people. It's that whole dilemma of, you know, Daredevil and, you know, hey, I'm kind of evil looking and represent it, and I got horns and all these things and wear red, and but I'm not just out there doing what the bad guys are doing. I'm out there doing what the good guys are doing to the bad guys. And that's what a lot of good guys never really do, is like, it's that battle of good and evil all day, every day, but it's always small petty things like just dumb crap that doesn't matter and dumb shit. But someone who's actually doing something about it, someone who's actually going out there and fucking kicking ass and making the world a better place and peace, and but it's not all just talk, and it's not, yeah, there's something definitely special there. And Batman's such an ambitious character, and he has a reason to do what he does. And I mean, sure, all those bad things, his, you know, his parents and New York and the alleyway and getting shot and his mom and dad, and it's been done like 1,000 times. I don't think it doesn't even have to be that serious. It could just be like, hey man, yeah, I mean, if you don't want to necessarily go down the cop route or the firefighter or just everyday kind of hero stuff. Granted, this is a lot more of an obscure approach to the whole thing, but it's crazy because, like, honestly, you could, someone could, like, literally do this right now. And it wouldn't be that easy, sure, but, like, just the fact that it's just wild because you got Gotham to think about, and it's so, like, out there, and, like, you can't really reach it, but it's so, it speaks to you. It really draws you in, and not like he should be glorifying like, hey, go out and beat a bunch of bad guys or put yourself in danger and in trouble and in harm's way. But the fact that he can, I mean, Batman could like literally be down the street, you know? He could be a neighbor, he could be a... And yeah, that's where the whole mask thing comes in, like being anonymous and keeping your identity hidden and all that, but... It is a movie, it's entertainment, it's just entertaining and, you know, it's all fake, whatever, but... I don't know, it's just so good. And then you just think about all the craziness that superheroes are... Oh, we got our powers from toxic goo and radioactivity and God, comets and asteroids and science and... You know, another relatable guy to think about, which is how it is over there, is Iron Man. It's kind of shitty how the whole money thing comes in, because it doesn't... Like, he doesn't speak to you the same as, like, Spider-Man, where you could literally, like, okay, maybe I don't want to get bit by a radioactive spider, but... It's just your everyday, average, friendly neighborhood guy... Young and but hey, worst case scenario, ditch the whole Batman thing. Just I guess if it's that important, there are ways to like be close to how Batman is and just go down that route. But that's a lot easier said than done, you know? Like, life is so busy and, everyone's on the go and... Like, who the hell finds time to do this? You'd have to be rich to think you can afford finding that extra time to kind of pursue these things. I don't know, it's just an interesting concept and thing to think about. Yeah, the movie had a good theme. I love all the red. I don't know, I like it a lot more than other Batmans. Like the other ones are so good, but there's like in the Nolan movies, like I love Joker and all, but he was trying, I don't know, it was so like, it's just all performance, you know. It wasn't really like, I didn't really, I don't know, it's just barely believable. And then the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, the Penguin, like a lot of things, even lately, recently, whatever, it just doesn't really add. This was probably like the last cool, good thing that I can think of that that kind of came out. I think I watched it for a second time, but I just had it on in the background or something, but it was so good. I watched it as soon as I could, and I just thought it was like one of the coolest things ever. Yeah, he's the next generation of Batman. Like anyone who's younger and 20, 25, 30, I don't know, like he definitely, but he's not like a teenager, or I don't know how old he is in this, to be honest, but he's not young, but he's not old either. But when I compare it to all the other ones, they just seem so like staged, and like this one was just like, hey, there's this hot Catwoman, shorter hair. The imagery in this movie was so different. I was able to connect with it a lot more than usual. Like even just as far as Catwoman goes, it's like Halle Berry, Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh god, what's her butt? The Princess Diary, Anne Hathaway. I just didn't buy it. I don't know. I didn't really watch the Gotham show. I still gotta play the Arkham games, they're in my backlog. Played the Telltale Batman game. So, I've watched like some of the... There's so much Batman animated series and movies and stuff. I've watched most of them, or some of them. Especially the older ones. There's so much to kind of compare just this movie alone to, and I think this one really kind of tops it all. And sure, it's more recent, more relatable, and more not as dated and old, but it definitely held its own. To compete with the Nolan movies, I think alone is quite a thing in of itself. Is there gonna be another one like this? I don't know. To me, it kind of feels like a one-off, but freaking Nolan, dude, got like what, 3-4 movies or something? Which those were really good, but this didn't really, like, hey, we don't need Liam Neeson, we don't need Christian, we don't need Heath Ledger, we don't need Morgan Freeman, we don't need blah 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 blah. What's his butt? Whoever played Alfred, that guy. They didn't depend on like star power per se. And the movie was so dark you can barely see Robert half the time. And then he had his mask on. And yeah, his design was cool. He's more slim, more sleek, more sharp. He didn't have this crazy out of the, over the top Batmobile. Like when you're comparing this, granted the Nolan's kind of just in the middle somewhere just chilling, but now you can really compare this to like the Batman and Robin. Wow. Granted, as fun as that was and entertaining and all these, this is definitely more serious tone and more, but I don't know, it's kind of fun to like go back and forth between that and balance it out and tip the scales. Like all the rain and just all the like, it's just a good time. That hour and a half, that 2 hours is worth it. It's very single-minded focused. Batman, not, this guy and that guy and this girl, it's just, that lone hero, that solo, that lone wolf, I don't know. He's on his own journey and his spiritual path and his destiny and his fate, and I just love that, like, being good at something, finding your calling, there's so many good messages to get from it, and figuring out what it is that you want to do in your life, and is this the right path, and could I just go back to being a normal guy? Is that the life that's meant for me? Is it too late now? And it really makes you ask all these questions and just try to understand where you're at, and you only got this one life, and what are you gonna do with it, and all these things. And Batman's really good at doing that. But he's not quite as undertone as Spidey, and someone that has a lot of darkness in him, someone who likes that side of things, and what can you do with that? How can you make that into a, I wouldn't say profitable, but not in like a margin money financial sense, but like, this can speak to anyone who just wants to like help out homeless people, give them $5, who feels bad for them, who wants to volunteer, really just do something good. And but it's not going to be easy either, obviously, and this is a lot more of a riskier thing than, but anything you do like that is risky though. You're going to be uncomfortable, you're going to be away from home, you're going to not have all your usual things you would normally have, and just comfortability in general, and going to be out of your element, out of your comfort zone. And I mean, granted, this guy's still found a way to, you know, he's got like a home base and he's got his stuff, and but he goes out there. It's an optional thing. No one's forcing him to do it. No one's telling him to. It's out of his own willpower and his own volition and dedication and passion, bravery, courage. Like a lot of things I think people really struggle with, because like there's nothing really going on, right? So like you don't really have, I guess you're not just going out there kind of like taking on the world, or you have to dive really deep into those kind of things and do your research. And so no, I mean, other than all that deep real stuff, it's just like an enjoyable film. You just watch it, have a good time, nothing else matters, just sitting there chilling. And it's cool because you don't even have to like Batman. It's just a good movie overall. If you like action or just darker emo goth, it can definitely speak to a lot of people. I mean, there's a reason why Batman is such a popular favorite. What do you call it? Not really cult classic, but he's just got that following, that fan base, and the fact that it's not really just one guy ever, and it's multiple people. It's you, it's me, it's Batman's done a good job. It's come a long way. Holy. And I'm glad this is where he's at now. It makes me excited to see what's next and where we go from here, and it's good shit. I'm Batman.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I can't change things here. I don't care what happens to me.